While my video is uploading, I'll just see if I can kind of freestyle this a little bit. It's really funny. This time of year, fall, I love it because it's going back to school. Not for school per se, but just because I really enjoy learning and I love the structure. Like a lot of people, we love having kind of that routine. And what's interesting is, this time of year, I'd probably be sitting in a professional development day right now. And I laugh because sitting in professional development days for year after year after year, I would find myself fantasizing about what would I do if I wasn't here at professional development day meeting, and really get into detail. I'd go for a walk and I do this, and now I'm home. I have pretty much my ideal schedule, and I'm thinking about what would I have done differently in professional development meetings back in the day. And so I don't know. I just thought that was kind of funny. Um, yeah. Or I would play the what if game. Do you ever do that? What if I was not here? What would I be doing? And I do that all the time right now in my free time. If I'm having a bad day, I will stop and I will say, at least I'm not sitting in a professional development day meeting. And that just in and of itself makes my day a little bit better. As I continue the rant, the last 4 years was of my videos. Again, I don't you don't have to talk about that stuff either. Again, it's not secret. It's out there. But I think for me, my purpose was I needed to understand what I was going to do first. And in essence, I had to create my own foundation before I proceeded with iSchool, which is the only thing I think I've never wanted anything more in my life than starting this iSchool. And I think this is a good academic time of year to do it. I don't know how it's going to go. Like I said, there's imaginary students out there, and I don't know how, there's 40 weeks. I'm not going to do 40 videos, but should I do once a week now that I've kind of got my bearings straight, or I don't know. And the other question I would have is, at what point do I want to open this up to more social media? I've really tried to keep iSchool under the radar for now, like I said, until I can figure out what I'm talking about. But I think it'd be really helpful at some point during iSchool to just say, here's my resume for a pretend school with no pay. But I'm not doing it for the pay. I'm doing it because I truly believe in learning, and I'm very frustrated with public education, as most people are. So, yeah. So the last 4 years again was really just kind of from my reference. But now this is going to be about you and how can I help you? How can I serve you? I'll never, philosophers never really retire from thinking. I'm never going to retire. And by the way, who comes up with that? Do people just think, oh, you're retired, you just go golfing? I don't know. It's like when we have conversations, I think we tend to have this narrative that we create about somebody else. Do you ever notice that about education? It's like when I talk to people about school, it's almost like they tell me what my life is. Oh, you must have been this kind of teacher. Oh, you teach, huh? Well, I went to school and this is how you must have been. And oh, you're retired now. Like they create this narrative about you or I, especially students. Oh, you kids do this and you're doing this. It's like, says who? I didn't volunteer any of that information. I just find it interesting that people are more likely to tell me about my life than ask me. Or we tend to get so distracted in our conversations that I don't know if we really understand what we're talking about. So another one of the things that I like to do when I have real conversations with people, is we need to have the time to actually sit down or walk and get these ideas out. Hmm. Does that make sense? I think that's my biggest fear of this, is being misunderstood. Mm. So anyway, that's kind of my questions. I find, in my experience, there's really only two issues that we have. I have very simple solutions for you, and it all has to do with getting time and having the ability to converse, having something to talk about, having talking points, so that we're not just talking about the same things all the time. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it again. I'm so excited about the school, um, and hope to see you once a week.